13 is on your side.
A second round of ice caused thousands of power outages in addition to restoration efforts from last week's ice storm.
Consumers Energy crews have been working around the clock to get the lights back on for people here in Michigan. Joining us live now, Josh Brian Wheeler from Consumers Energy. And how are those restoration efforts going now as we speak, Brian?
Yeah, great to be with you. It's a busy day today. We've mentioned before, we have 600 crews from Michigan and 4 other states who are here in our home state getting the power back on. As I look at the outage map right now, about 53,000 customers are without power. That's a large number. That still includes some people in the southern part of the state who lost power from last week's ice storm. And so we're really working to finish that work and, of course, keep the pedal to the metal really when it comes to all over the state.
So, Brian, some areas had hoped to have their power restored by now, but it looks like it won't be until tomorrow. So what happened? What's hampering some of the efforts to get people out of the dark?
Yeah, well, for people who lost power this week from the most recent ice and high winds that came through, we've been from the start saying we expected Wednesday would be the day that we can get most of that work done. So we feel very confident that we're on schedule. And if you've lost power, please check our online outage map as we see those latest restoration estimates and we can move up that work. There are still some customers in the southern part of the state, like I mentioned, affected from last week's storm. And that ice really caused a lot of damage in some places like Hillsdale and Jackson and Adrian. And so we're finding as we do that work, it is taking a long time to get some of that devastation cleaned up. To folks in those areas, our commitment remains strong. All those 600 crews are staying here in Michigan, finishing that work and making good progress on the work that just started this week.
Now, there's potential for some heavy snow this Friday. How are you preparing for that, Brian?
Well, it must be Michigan in February and March if we're going to see this much wild weather. But we are, of course, watching the weather, of course, being mindful of the possibility of more power outages. I would say historically, snow has usually less of an impact on the power grid than ice. Ice really pushes down on power lines. It's the equivalent of a baby grand piano on a single strand of line. Snow doesn't have quite that effect. So we're hopeful that we're not going to see a major impact. But again, all those crews who are doing this work now, they're here in Michigan. If we need to continue that work, they are ready. They will be able, we will get the power back on.
All right, Brian Wheeler, Consumers Energy, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.